Aloha, all of my paranormal people. Welcome once again to another exciting episode of Insane Disappearances. Today I read to you a case about a man named Tom Garafalo. I hope I got that name right. I will try to make sure I pronounce the name right. English version and how it's spelled. Tom went missing around 11/25/65 in Lazier Hills. In Lazier Hills, what they call it. 30 miles north of Jackson, Wyoming. He was at the age of 28 when he vanished. Tom Garafalo was a biologist for the state of Wyoming Fish and Game Department. He lived in Laramie and loved the outdoors. On Thursday, November 25th, 1965, Tom made his way to Lazier Hill on the east side of Grand Teton National Park for an elk hunt. The area around the hill is filled with lakes and rivers, and the elevation varies between 7,000 to 7,500 feet. Tom had only planned to hunt for 2 hours on Thursday, so it was assumed that he didn't carry a lot of equipment. Once it was determined that Tom was missing, the state fish and game department sent airplanes to search for him and his vehicle. The vehicle was found Saturday, and an extensive area search started on Sunday. Teton County Sheriff Carl Royce led the search and indicated that there was 18 to 20 inches of snow in the area. Searchers were unable to utilize their snowshoes because of the deep powder. Carl stated that if Tom had remained in the Lazier Hill area, had remained in the Lazier Hill area since Thursday, the chances of him being alive were very slim. He stated that evening temperatures had fallen to 15 degrees or colder. I only located one article about Tom Garafalo. There were no follow-up articles and nothing indicating he was ever found. Okay, now this story here is a classic case of a person just going somewhere for a couple of hours to hunt. Now it didn't indicate, or they didn't say that he told someone. He just went to go do some elk hunting. It didn't mention obviously somebody knows that he was gone, but I don't know if they didn't say that he told someone, and they didn't say that he didn't tell anyone. So I assume that he did, but David Paulides just didn't print that part, because it said that once it was indicated that he was missing, that's when they did the search. So obviously somebody knew, and maybe his family knew where he was going at that point. But it's just, like I said, it's a classic case of trying to get from point A to point B, and somewhere in between you vanish. And the worst part is there's never any type of evidence to state mainly to state what happened to him between point A and point B, like say a video camera where he was, videotaping everything, or even some photos that he had taken along the way. But even if he did do that, the camera would never be found, and if it was found, it would only be the lens cap. Or if he had a cell phone with a camera lens on it, that would have been smashed to pieces, or that wouldn't have been found either. So it's like whatever this is knows that it doesn't want to be recorded, it doesn't want to be found out about, so it can do what it do. There's so many different areas in these cases where you want to find out what it is, but it's not letting you find out. It sends you on a wild goose chase every time with all these crazy facts from the evidence. Like, people's clothes being folded on top of a log with their shoes. And if they're in a wet area, the shoes and the socks are pristine, like they were just put there. They weren't walking around in their socks or in their shoes. They were placed there by something. What? I don't know. And the fact that the National Park Service doesn't want to release any information dealing with these cases is really ridiculous. And they even tell you that they don't have any list of missing people in their park. So, like David said from an interview that I was listening to, either if they don't have a list, then they're ignorant, and if they do, that's like a crime against humanity, or it's just like they have no feeling whatsoever. They don't want to touch it. They don't want to talk about it. They don't even want to be seen about it, and the fact that they could just turn their backs on a family that's trying to find their loved ones, it just makes no sense, and every case you hear, they're in a national park. So a lot of these will happen in a national park. So there's something about these parks that are very mysterious. There's something out there that we can't see or hear. Everything just seems to just happen, And it's like they create a scene. I'm gonna go back to a story about this young man that turned up missing in Italy. I think in July. His name was Bo Solomon. I made a video about that months ago, around the time when it first happened. Now, it hit me around the time when the case first hit. A lot of things that happened with his case matched up with the criteria dealing with the cases that David Paulides talks about. Okay, now, if anyone has read the books or even heard him on Coast to Coast AM, let's go through this. Okay, now, he was a foreign exchange student that was in Italy. Okay, first of all, he was a college kid. Number one, that's the number one fact, because a lot of the men that are being taken or found dead are college kids. Number two, a lot of the people who turn up missing have this connection with German, where their last name will be German, or they may be studying German in school, or they just have a German background. Now, I looked up his last name, Solomon. It is a surname for German, Solomon. So there is a German background with him as far as his surname. Okay, he was at a bar, which is another fact in a lot of his cases, where these young men be in a bar first and then they leave. Okay, now the students that he was with at the bar, his classmates, said that they couldn't find him for some reason, that they were ready to leave, and somehow he just disappeared from the bar. So either he left without telling everybody, or I don't know, something just happened. All I know is that they said they couldn't find him, and in a lot of cases, the witnesses will say that one minute he was there and they say he just gone, or they went to the bathroom, and when they came back, he was just gone. We're talking about a crowd of people in a bar. Okay, now here's another part. They said that he ended up 2.5 miles away from the bar. Okay, now, and then that's when they found him in the river. Okay, now, first of all, if a person was to drag a person for 2.5 miles, their thighs would be basically shredded, because I can tell you right now, that hurts. I drag or pull on things at my job using my thigh muscles all the time, and they stay healthy, they stay in shape, but it hurts after a while. But they added this, they said a homeless man was caused his death, because they said that he had a previous altercation with someone a year before Bo Solomon was found dead. And pretty much it was the same scenario. I don't know if the guy died. I don't think he died, but he did get in an argument or a fight with him. Okay, now, like I said, he was found 2.5 miles away from the bar, and he was found in water. Okay, in a river underneath this bridge. I forgot the name of the bridge, though, but the river was called Tiber River. Yeah, Tiber River. Okay, or Tiber. I'm not sure, Tiber or Tiber River. Okay, once again, it's a body of water in this case. Okay, now whether he was found face up or face down, I don't know. They didn't give a lot of detail in that area, but there's a lot of similarity between the two cases, between the cases that David Paulides talks about and the case dealing with this guy Bo Solomon. Okay, so it's almost like whoever is doing this set up a scene for them to view. You know, it's like it has this. It was just kind of weird how it had the same similarities as the case that they were talking about, even though there was a person involved in the murder. You know, it would turn into a murder case because of the homeless man. Okay, but did he really have something to do with it? I don't know. It's just weird how the evidence and the facts that surrounding his case was very similar to the case that David talks about. I mean, I'm just saying, you know. But like I said, I did a story. I did a video on him around the time when they first found him. You know, I think he was found Friday night, early Saturday morning, I believe. I think it was around 2 o'clock. It was between 2 and 7 or something like that. But still, like I said, that's what I noticed about the case for a long time. I mean, I thought about it for a while. You know, I was thinking about sending David Paulides an email just to see if he thought that was, you know, had merit to all the other cases, even though they said they were involved and they had arrested him. But I don't know. It could just be, I don't know. But anyway, but that's all I got on that story. Stay tuned for more cases that I'll read to you tomorrow because I'm off. You know, today I have to go to work, so I'm in a minute cooking my food. So, like always, aloha, mahalo, and hui ho. Be safe, guys. Be blessed.